Hello everyone, my name is Shutirtho. Uh, Thank you so much for watching my video. I would like to start off by saying that it's a pleasure to be on the YouTube community and to make my first video. Hope you all will enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here. So today I'm going to talk about a very popular topic uh, that has been around for the last 5 to 6 years at least in India, and the topic is data science. I'm sure that many of you would be really interested in knowing different kinds of things about it and how you can use data science knowledge and skills to excel in your career, right? So let me get started right away. So first of all, let me talk to you about what data science is, and then what's the best way to see it, and what's the best way to use data science to advance in your career. Okay. So data science is and it's a discipline which is basically a combination of statistics, machine learning, programming, and data engineering. So these are the four things that comprises data science. Now it's not like it is the first time something like this is coming and it was not there before. It's just that previously, like I'm talking about, like maybe say 5 to 6 years back in Indian context, if I in the context of India, if I say it, it used to be known as analytics or advanced analytics, where mostly statisticians used to work on different kinds of data sets, applying different kinds of statistical methods to solve different kinds of real world problems across multiple industries. Now, cut to 5 to 6 years from that point of time, if you see today that same field of advanced analytics or business analytics has grown to a much more interdisciplinary field, which we all know today as data science. Now, so this is what data science is. Now let me talk to you about the second thing, is that how can you use data science to advance your career. Now, the first thing that you guys need to understand is that there has been an enormous amount of hype that has been created around data science all over the world, and it is because of this hype that people are getting so much confused as to how should we even start our journey in data science, for those who have never studied either statistics or machine learning or things like that, right? So for those kind of people, it's completely like an alien thing that has just come up and is so much in demand right now. I mean, the data scientist jobs you see in all these big companies and also the other companies, they like pay so much of money, and it's definitely a very nice job to have, and the career advancement is also pretty fast. But then how do you even get on that track without even understanding the entire context, right? So let me help you out here. So the first thing that you need to understand is, don't focus too much on this term data science, rather think about how can you get a data scientist job, right? And I suggest a 4-step process to do that. So the first thing that you should think about is which industry you want to work in. So there are multiple industries. We have retail, telecommunications, pharmaceutical industry, we have e-commerce, and several others like that, right? And all of these industries have data scientist job positions in their respective companies within each of those industries. Now, you first have to pick an industry based on your passion of the kind of data you want to deal with and stuff, right? So first you have to pick the industry. The second thing is you have to pick a company that operates in that industry. So for example, say if you pick e-commerce, you can choose the company as the Flipkart. Okay, so there you go, that's the second thing. So first is the industry, the second is a company of your choice within that industry. The third thing after that is a department within that company, in that industry, where you would like to work, right? So even an e-commerce company would have multiple departments in it, and perhaps in each of those departments there would be dedicated data scientist positions, right? And so you need to figure out like which department in that company within that industry you want to work. And the fourth and final thing here, after you have done all these previous three steps of picking industry, company, and department within that company, is what kind of a data scientist job profile you want to go for, whether it is an independent contributor position or is it in a more technical lead kind of a position, or a strategic or technical lead kind of a position, which is mostly a people management role, right? So these are the four things that you want to keep in mind when you embark upon your journey in fetching a career in the data science industry, right? The third thing that I'm going to discuss today is the current problems that many people are facing with respect to finding jobs in the data science industry, and one of the major reasons behind that is twofold, basically. I mean, those are the two reasons. The first reason is many people are not even from either a traditional statistics background or a traditional computer science machine learning background, so they don't have either of these two skill sets in their resume, and so that's the reason why even though they acquire some experience in companies, they are unable to even get job interview calls from companies where they're interested to work as a data scientist or in a data science profile. The second reason is that this kinds of positions require a lot of experience in terms of data wrangling. So when I say data wrangling, what I mean is the ability to handle and manipulate, manage huge volumes of data. And when I say huge volumes, I'm not talking about Excel sheets which have 1,000 or 20,000 rows of observations. I'm talking about terabytes of data here, which would be maybe distributed across several data centers around the world for a certain company, and would probably be using some kind of a distributed storage framework like Hadoop, for example, right? So this data wrangling requirement is pretty massive, which is definitely outside the scope of either a person who has never learned statistics or machine learning, computer science, these kinds of things, or even for a statistician who has never dealt with these kinds of data sets. But this is definitely a key requirement for data scientist jobs, for data science profile jobs, even as a people manager also. So then how do you even start doing that, right? How do you get more skilled in handling these huge volumes of data, which are typically in terabytes, or even more than that, and is not stored in one central location but is distributed across multiple storage facilities all over the world, something, or maybe is in a certain region, but it's not one central location where all the data exists. It is shared, it is stored, it is distributed, not shared, so I'm sorry, it's distributed. So how do you even handle such kind of a data set? The way, the first thing that I would like to tell you here is that this job like previously, this same job used to be done by software developers, people who used to come from a traditional computer science engineering background. They used to do these kinds of work like 5 to 6 years back, when data science was not even a thing, right? In the current world, that same skill set is expected from a data scientist, and that's simply because companies are looking for people who knows all these things. It's fine if a person doesn't know all these things equally well, but at least should understand the concepts, so that that person can at least work with some people to get these things done on some projects that come to them once they join that company in a particular data science job profile. So the way you can improve your skills there is, you have many options. The first thing that I would recommend doing here is to start with what data science starts with. So that is data, right? So there are multiple websites online, like Kaggle is a very good website which hosts numerous online competitions, and they release a wide variety of publicly available data sets, and these data sets are usually pretty massive and of varied kinds. So one option that you have is like, just pick any one of those competitions, okay, and simply try to play around with that data. You don't have to do any fancy sophisticated technical analysis here. All you have to do is simply download that data into either your own local computer if you have enough space, or at least learn from some online simple Google search via some keywords to how to upload that data to a certain online publicly available programming environment, like say Google Collaboratory, which offers a Python environment for you to write Python scripts and run them online in Google's own servers. So do that. That is an excellent way of how you will get better at it. And obviously practice is extremely important. The more you practice on these kinds of data sets, simple stuff, like nothing complicated, just download the data or upload the data to some online programming environment like Python in Google Colab or in your local computer, and just do some very simple analysis on them. Even if it is a data matrix, just try merging multiple files together to create one single long data matrix. Then simply try computing the column means or the row means of that matrix. Try your hands on plotting some of these data sets, some of the variables in that data matrix, and that's how you can get better and better at it. So with that, I would say that I'll be covering more topics on data science, its application, and how can you enhance your data science knowledge and use that to excel in your career in the next videos. Thank you.